Okay, let's go on. We stopped at pick 2. Now I have a better surface for my mouse. Yeah, now I won't have to be clicking unnecessarily. And for precision, yes, when you are designing, you should look for a good surface for your mouse, or a stable surface for your mouse, or your external mouse this time if you are using one. It helps designing a lot. It saves you really annoying clicking situations. Best if it's stable and if it is smooth. Okay, now let's go on. If you have a mouse pad, you can also use that. Then shape tool. If you click this downward arrow, you can also see the many hidden tools. You can explore all this on your free time. But yeah, it's a basic tutorial, so let's stick to the goal or the mission of the tutorial. Now, shape tool F10. Yes, most of them have shortcuts. You can see the written by the side or after the name of the tool. If you click this pick tool now, it becomes pick tool. If you go to your keyboard and press F10, there is a shape tool. So you go back and click pick tool. Shape tool is for changing the shape. Shape tool is for changing the shape of an object. To demonstrate that, I'll have to use the rectangle tool. I'm going to use the rectangle tool. You can see rectangle tool, shortcut F6. Okay, draw squares and rectangle by dragging in the drawing window. This is the drawing window, this whitish thing under the ruler, no, under this position indicators, is the drawing window. Now you come here, you click anywhere at all, click anywhere, you drag till you are satisfied. You can drag back as long as you don't let go of your left click. It's going to keep dragging and dragging and dragging. Now when you drag to a satisfactory size, you let go. That's it. That's how to draw a rectangle. Now you come to the shape tool. As I said, shape tool is for changing the shape of an object. Now because I click the shape tool, you can see it changed. It was first clear straight lines. Now they had somewhat dotted lines with yellowish and blackish things that makes in there. Now just know this is how it looks like. Now these 4 points around it are called the nodes, or you can call them nodes. You can click on any of these 4 points and drag it to change the shape. Just watch. You see there, you can change it easily by doing this. Just drag to anyhow you desire. Now that's what shape tool does. I get back to click to pick tool. It kind of pick tool resets any tool. If you come and click triangle tool, you can go back and click pick tool. You click this one, artistic media tool. You come back and click pick tool. It kind of resets them. Pick tool, just think of it as the default tool. Yes, because that's what you can use to move. If you click this shape tool, you can't move this object. You can't move. I'm clicking and dragging, but it's not responding. It's not responding. But if you click this pick tool, you can, and you see this 4, just like a, what's that word? Crosshair. Right? Yes, crosshair. These 4 arrows, this arrow in 4 directions. It means you can move them in any 4 directions. Now you click and hold. You can drag this object in any direction. You let go. You click and drag in any direction, and you can reduce the size by coming to this. Also, these nodes at the 4 corners, or at the 6 corners this time. The 6 corners, 1 2 3 4 5 6. Okay, 8 corners. 8 corners. You hold here and you push in, or you drag in. It reduces the size. You hold here, you drag in, also reduces the size. You hold here, you drag up, makes it longer. You hold here, drag here, makes it just like that. Anyhow you want. Then you click again. The center, you click at the center again. It changes. You see now they look like curved lines now. Now you can turn this, clicking and dragging, also left clicking, turn this, turn it 360. And as you turn, if you keep your eyes on this place, this part of the toolbar, it shows the degree to which it is turned, or it is being turned. You just keep your eyes there. You see it's changing. It's changing. It's also used to precisely know or precisely indicate how you are moving the object. Now in zone 1, now in 0 points, now in 356. Just so that you can precisely know. You won't have to guess anything. You can do things down to the decimal points in Corel Draw. Now, if you want to make this completely precise, you see, no matter how much you do, it's not going to be completely accurate. It's not going to be completely accurate. I want to take it back to 0, but if I keep moving, now it's 3, now it's 0. Okay, but it's still 2 points. It's still 2.76 or 0.276, meaning it's not completely straight. It's not completely straight, but it looks straight in my eyes, but it's not completely straight according to the system. Now you come here, click here, you press backspace on your system to delete, then you can enter it as just 0. Enter. Now it is 0.00. It is completely straight, so you can work on your documents with precision down to the letter. No errors. All errors are basically minimized down to the barest minimum. Okay, forget the tautology. Now we'll go to the next one. Crop tool. Yes, for cropping your documents. I just clicked it and then I came to the workspace. I clicked and dragged. You see, I double clicked and it starts. I just hold it here. I come here, click and drag, and I double click here, and it has cropped it. And that's basically what a crop tool does. But I don't usually crop in Corel Draw. Well, you can also crop in Corel Draw. There's no law that says you can't crop in Corel Draw. So let's go on. I don't crop in Corel Draw. It's a basic preference. When you master the software, or when you go a bit far in it, you adapt yourself to, or you adapt the software to your own preferences and customize it for yourself. So you will have what you like and what you don't like, what you do and what you don't do, what is easier for you and what you feel that is harder for you. So let's go on. Now the next is a zoom tool. It's for zooming in. Shortcut also Z. Yeah, by the side. It's changing magnification level of the document window. As I said before, this is the document window. Now you just click and you drag, and voila, zoomed in. Click and you drag with your left, so your left, then voila, is zoomed in. Then with your right, you can also click. It zooms out. Click again, no dragging this time. It zooms out. And to zoom in, you can click with your left without dragging, but then your zooming in won't be precise. It will just take some form. You won't exactly zoom into. Okay, yes, you can control that. Then right click, zoom out, left click, zoom in, right click, zoom out. And that's it for editing your work down, also for precision and attention to detail, so there won't be things you ignore accidentally. You can see everything you want to see, work with everything you want to work with. Okay, it helps a lot, the magnification tool or the zoom tool. Then the next is the freehand tool. F5 shortcut is for drawing. What's it called? Yes, freehand lines or lines anyhow you want. It's just for line drawing anyhow you want. Okay, there. Corel Draw kind of automatically makes your lines look better, no matter how messed up they might be. So you just draw someone's face, ears, and head. Okay, it doesn't basically look like a human being, but you can just assume it's an alien. Then neck and I don't do this normally, but there, now it looks okay, like a little green man. No, I'm going to delete that. I came back to the pic tool. I'm going to delete this now. Okay. Now the next one after freehand tool. Okay, if you click the downward drop, you also have the downward arrow. You also have the 2-point line, the bezier tool, the pen tool, the B-spline, the polyline, and the many tools you can explore later. Sometimes you can use a pen tool. This one you don't have to click and drag. You just click once and it just keeps going. You click another one, it keeps going. You click another one, it keeps going. You click another one, it keeps going. You cannot just like that. Just like that, until you come back to where you started from. You either come back to where you started from to make a full circle or a full movement, so however it is, or you click and you click and you click and I'm not dragging, I'm just clicking. Click and you click and you click and you click and you double click. I didn't go back, I just double clicked anywhere else and it stops. You see, it stops. That's all. Those are the two ways to use it. I usually use this and the freehand tool. Okay. Now the next one is the artistic media tool. When you click on it, it's going to change. Yes, this upward is called the status bar, or I'm going to use the name for it. If it's different, please forgive me. I'm going to be calling it status bar for the purpose of this tutorial. Now this bar, or this status bar, it changes depending on, sometimes it changes depending on the tool you are using. You see, I just click this artistic media tool, and it changed. It showed this new one that wasn't there before. If I go back to pick tool, it will change again. You see, now it's showing me the size of the document. It's showing me the changing the rotation. If we zoom out using what, the zoom tool, I remember right click to zoom out, right click to zoom out. You see, the page is like a portrait now, but if I go back to the pick tool, I'm going to see portrait and landscape. If I click landscape, it will change. The portrait changes. You can also change it here in case you change your mind. Remember, when you were setting the document details initially, from that dialog box, you could choose the page size. We renamed the document there. We chose our color, RGB and CMYK. There was also a place to change the orientation just beside the page size. Now if you change your mind in the document, why you pass there, you don't have to create a new document. You can just come here and change it, or you can just come here and change it. And if you feel that the size of the document is not exact with what you want, you don't have to create a new document. You can also come here and change it. We can just change it to A5, and yeah, the page has changed. You can change it back to A4. It has changed. Now what we're talking about, yes, chat status bar changing according to what the tool you are using. We were using the artistic media tool. Now it changed. You can select the kind of tool you want. Doing this, when I do this, you see it changes. Now you can come here and do this. It changes, and just on and on, whatever makes you happy. This one also, this, yes, different types of drawings. You can use this one. It draws some kind of weird looking object. Then also this one is like this one is spray, or sprayer in it. Yes, called sprayer. Then you also use this. It gives different. Okay, we're going to wait for that to load. Okay, that took a while. Now, okay, you can see you don't have to do them, just follows your instinct. Okay, now I'm going to, since you can't select this, remember you can't select these objects without pick tool. I'm going to go back to pick tool so I can select the subjects. I select this one, I press delete, select this one, press delete, select this one, press delete, select this one, delete, select this one, delete, select this one, delete, select this one, select this one, delete. Oh, you can resize any object. I can basically make this shorter or reduce the size, excuse me, or increase it, whatever I want, basically whatever I want. That's why I love Corel. It just gives you the freedom to do whatever you want, just design to your heart's content. Till next, rectangle tool, we've used this before. Rectangle tool, or 3-point rectangle, just click on it and hold and draw. Voila, you have a rectangle or a square. You can't basically get a square of your head except you are really gifted, because human beings are, yes, no matter how much we try, we also make mistakes down in measurements and precision. So you can hold down your control on your keyboard, hold down control, and as you draw, you see it is automatically a square. Yeah, I can't change the size of this, yeah, because I'm holding down control. If I leave control, you see it's now freehand. But if I hold down control, it becomes a square. So this is used for drawing perfect squares. Okay, so that's that for rectangle. Circle also uses for drawing circle. You can draw any size of circle you want, but if you hold down control also, it becomes a perfect circle. Completely perfect, beautiful, perfect circle. Okay, so next is the polygon tool. Yes, and if you click on the drop down box, you see polygon, you see star, complex star looks like this. You see complex star, that looks ugly, so I'm going to delete that and draw a perfect polygon. Yeah, and that's beautiful. So I'm going to There you can click on the star and draw. Also, I'm going to hold control here because an imperfect star kind of also looks very ugly to me. So I'm going to delete that and hold down control, drag and drop here. So you can change the size here. You see this place in the two, yes, status bar. You can change the size 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Just keep going, keep going, keep going. You eventually draw some, eventually make it. You can't just keep going and keep going and keep going, whatever you want. So it's 46 now. You can also make it 2. Okay, yes, you can make it 2, 3. Triangle, a triangular or 3-sided star is the least you can do. Oh, yes, it is. So the next 2 is, I think I'm going to go back to 46. I love the feel of that. Alright, now the next one is the text 2. I just click the text 2. Under it you can also get the table 2. If you click the table 2, you drag and you drop. So creating tables. Also, you can change the number of rows or columns here to 1 down to as many as you want, or change the number of rows to 1 down to as many as you want. Okay, I'm going to delete that. The workspace is getting a bit dirty. The document workspace is getting a bit dirty, so delete that for me and delete that and delete that and leave this just for souvenirs. Okay, delete this also. So as we're talking about the drop down, click the drop down, select text, shortcut F8. Now what you need to do is you come to any place in the document, you click, and then you see this blinking dots here, blinking dot here. Then you type whatever you want. Let me see, what do I want to type? NeoOrbis tutorial. NeoOrbis Corel. Tutorial. Then when I'm done, I go back to the big 2, click the big 2, left click the big 2. You see, if your text size is really small, don't panic. It's nothing. It's not a cause to be in panic or anything. You just come to this font size. You click on this downward facing arrow. Then you increase the size. It's 24 now, right? You can make it 36. You can make it 48. See, you can make it 72. You can make it 100. Just whatever you want. You can also, since you're in big 2, come to this one that looks like it's at the bottom and drag it down, and yeah, now the size is about 200. Just leave it like that. You can also come here and drag it down. Now it's a bit distorted. Okay, let's make fix that, drag it back up. You can also come here and drag it this way and still be distorted. Basically nobody can read this except you're a wonderful person, so you can drag it this way again. So that's it for text 2. Okay, not completely it. You also have font type. This type of font is called Arial. It's one of the basic types of font. Arial has function for bold, function for italic, and function for underline. You can click underline it, you underline it there, very easy. You don't have to waste your time. Just click and click again. Click one, click disables it, another click enables it. There you can click italics and it italicizes it. There you see. There you can click bold and it makes it bolder. There maybe you want to create a heading. Okay, you can also come here. If you don't like the font area, you can come to this downward facing arrow. You can see font list. You click it and voila, you see different types of fonts. For us graphics designers, yes, we install custom fonts a lot because most of the fonts we want, they don't come with Windows or with Corel Draw. So we are going to be installing different types of fonts that we feel are better or easier to use. Now for my own, I'll just click Bulleto Killer. Okay, there you see it's different. This font definitely doesn't come with the system or with Corel Draw. It's custom installed. For that one, you can also come to another tutorial or make reference to another tutorial we hold for installing custom fonts. We will cover that probably another day. So after font tool, you also have the parallel dimension tool. You have the straight line connector tool. You have the shadow tool. I'm going to skip this tool because I basically do not use them, so I cannot teach you what I'm not extremely familiar with. I never really bothered learning them because okay. If you could also have a way to use the parallel dimension tool or the straight line connector tool, please let us know. So now we go to the drop shadow tool. Okay, a favorite tool. You come to the contour tool, the blend, the start, the envelope, the extrude. All these ones are also for making your work look a bit 3D-ish. Okay, make it look like 3D. And drop shadow, you click on the drop shadow, you can see it changed again, the status bar. Now you hold, you come to the work, click on it, you drag down, you see that's outline there, that is where the shadow is going to be, or how it's going to be. You drag up, yeah, you drag left or right, then you drag right or left, you drag left or you drag right, anyhow you want it to be. So you can come here. Okay, I'm going to drag it a bit down, that's a bit too down, it's a bit too down there. Okay, there, it looks perfect. And then let go. Then the Corel processes the shadow. There, it has a shadow now. And it looks like light is shining on the object from the top and from the front, and cast the shadow to the back. It makes it look a bit 3D, or makes it look like 3D, makes it look like the work is somewhat suspended. Yeah, that's the effect it comes. You can come here. This one that looks like a cup, it's just transparency. You reduce it. As I drag to the right, it reduces the the opacity of the shadow. You see, it's now like very faint, not really visible. I come here again, I drag to the right, it reduces it, it increases it. Now it's really dark, like the light is really bright. Now you come here, okay, now it's not really, yeah, this looks better. You can also come here, increase the feathering or reduce the feathering of the shadow. You can, yeah, now it's like really condensed and easy to, oh, it's not, okay, sorry about that, it's not condensed, it's somewhat scattered, that's called feathering. But if you take it to the left, it condenses it a lot, makes it look like there is another type in there. Okay, so for a shadow, let's make it a bit scattered. It's best if it's scattered, because shadows usually do not, so they are somewhat formless, but then they are not completely formless. Okay, now let's go back to pick 2. There, yeah, there you just successfully put a shadow. I'm going to delete this